No, I don't want to jump in this.
She's
Okay.
running. Huh?
There. Okay, what's a state of emergency or whatever they call it?
Well, state of emergency is something you use in the event of an extreme rare event like a fire, a flood, earthquake, a hurricane, something like that.
So, what St. Stephen did? What's
Look, I think it's a mixture of frustration like everybody else is facing on the homelessness issue.
choose to be homeless?
Huh?
Choose to be homeless.
Well, a lot of it's mental health and addiction and all the other stuff that goes with it. But it's frustration, but honestly, Charles, a lot of it, frankly, is just politics. It's the Liberal Party's been after the minister in there of St. Croix for the last couple of weeks, and just coincidentally, they put out this state of emergency. I had the mayor of St. Stephen in an RSC meeting here back in, I think maybe 2.5 months ago. I can't remember the exact date, but it wasn't long ago. No mention of any issues at that point, other than overall
Because
crime.
it's warm, and they go in the woods, and they got tents.
It's an issue. I know it's an issue.
The issue is crystal meth.
I know.
10 years ago, we never heard about this.
Yep.
You had homelessness, okay. They took alcohol, whatever. Now, 16 years old, 15 years
I know.
old, and you mentioned jail, and you can't have that.
No, it's very frustrating. But the thing is, Charles, I mean, let's be honest. We're not the only areas dealing with this.
No.
This is going across North America and across the world. It's a major problem. But you're not going to fix it with just calling a state. They think they call a state of emergency, all of a sudden everything just falls from the sky and all the solutions right there. That's not how this works. And you're not going to impose those sorts of restrictions on the residents of St. Stephen over a state. You know what a state of emergency does? You can confiscate his equipment. You can fix prices. I mean, there are some really heavy-handed things in a state of emergency.
Even the tiny homes project, they tried to help people on crystal meth,
Right.
and they found out it's almost impossible.
Yeah. It's
So,
tough.
hey, Miramichi, the shelter where it is, if I didn't hang around in Miramichi for a while, I wouldn't know where it is. It's a perfect spot.
Right.
And the businesses say, well, we don't want that. But like you said, but New Brunswick is so small. Fredericton, there's only 2 streets in Fredericton.
Yeah.
King and Queen.
Yeah.
And it's right in your face.
Yeah. I know.
Right in your face.
Yep.
That's the reason I'm so gung-ho. But you can't state an emergency. What's going to be the solution?
I think the solution, in my opinion, is government getting involved in from a federal, provincial, and municipal side. Right? We shouldn't be passing the buck one to the other. We all get stake in this. But I think on top of that is energizing and helping nonprofits and people that are trying to get it done. Right? I mean, you've got people like. Again, I've toured Village of Hope, other places that are working towards getting people off addictions. I've seen the success out of those people from those places with people that have come out of well, I don't know what they were on, but they were on some pretty hard stuff.
Okay.
And it can work, right? It doesn't work all the time, but it can.
What about the government not supposed to be involved in it? But the justice system, I was in there. There were 6 people in crystal meth with their head down, and there's about 10 to 15 of them that never even bothered to show up in court.
Yeah.
When we grew up, not show up in court, my God, we would be terrified.
Yep.
Now,
It's just a thing, yeah.
no, they don't show up.
Yep.
And nothing happens.
Yep.
I mean, if nothing happens, why should they show up? Or why should they even be disciplined? Why should they even have morale to just, okay, I'm not doing the right thing, but there's no consequences for their action.
Well, and that's why, you know, people criticize me for being tough on crime, and I don't make any apologies for that. I think we need to be tough on crime, but that doesn't negate being compassionate on the social side, because I think the two have to go hand in hand. If you're letting people just do what they want without any consequences, how are people going to learn to do better?
One more thing before I let you go, since you're all cool. Me sympathy for a politician, especially People Alliance. The good old days, People Alliance.
It'll always be a part of me, make no mistake
exactly,
about it.
that's what we're talking about here. Your jail, when is that going to start?
So they're looking to start the groundwork here probably the first week of January, somewhere in the new year.
So the concern was their correctional officer that unionized Are they going to hire locals or?
Yeah, so generally what happens when you build a new facility, you get about 25% of employees will come from out of town and move, which is good. They'll move to the Grand Lake area, and that helps the population in Grand Lake. But about 70-75% will be local around the area that will
Really?
get the jobs. Yeah, usually that's the way it
And
goes,
Tim
give or
Horton,
take.
Tim Horton will be very, very
Oh, they'll be
very-
happy. Yeah.
Listen, thank you very much.
Thanks, Charles.
No problem.
Always enjoy